Yeah, Matty, and it's a very good point because today this race is Tony Longhurst's final race. The two-time Bathurst 1000 winner will retire from motorsport at the end of this V8 Ute race, a 7-lap race, 24 times a starter in the 1000. He is back further in the field. He'll start from position 24, so it's a special day for Tony. Final race of the weekend, Stephen White and Kim Jane on the front row, George. And Stephen White's been the quiet achiever this weekend. He hasn't won a race, but he's done the best job overall.
I mean, talk about an awesome effort, really. You know, qualified on the front row and has had 2 good race results so far. So very, very good weekend from Stephen. And I guess we should expect that from him coming to Bathurst. He's got a little bit of experience here, and definitely it's good to see him, you know, doing that car proud.
1 win so far to David Cedars, 1 win to Kim Jane, who starts on the front row of the grid, and this is set to be a really good final race in round 6. But before we get this underway, Tommy, where are you?
I'm just down with a bunch of the fans here at the track. Mel, what time did you set up this morning?
We got here at 6 this morning. Last year we were here at 9 and a bit late, couldn't get a position, so I'm here nice and early.
What do you love about this position?
Oh, it's great. We get to see the cars start. We get all the action coming into Hell's Corner. It's great. We've got the big screen.
Have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they're really stacked in here, Tommy. They were here so early to get their spot on the fence. Now, this is the points coming into this last race of V8 Utes. George, it's on. Ryle Harris is only 6 points clear of David Cedars. Nathan Pretty starts 16th on the grid. He's had a bad weekend. He's within 33 points. Remember, it's 35 points for a race win, so this is on.
It is. It's definitely on, and we're going to see a pretty interesting start here. Holden's are very well known for getting a good start, but I taught David Cedars a couple of tricks or two how to get his thing off the line, so I'm looking for a good start from him also.
All right, we're underway. Final race of the weekend with the Auto 1 V8 Utes. It's the 300th championship race, and they're already 3 wide down at turn 1. Chris Walton, Craig Donis and Andrew Fisher. Oh, no, they didn't make it. Jesse Dixon gets turned around right in front of the field. He picks it up and gets going.
Oh, no.
Hang on a minute. No.
It's not all done here.
They got it okay. There's 3 more that haven't. Adam Marjoram is one of them. I think John Wood is in there as well in the Battery World car, and
Gary
McDonald is the other. So they're all stuck and they need help. But it's Kim Jane leading, then Stephen White, Ryan Hansford moving through on
excellent move,
David Cedars to take 3rd spot. It's the 20th anniversary this year of Ryan's dad Greg's Bathurst victory with Larry Perkins in the Castrol Commodore. Safety car's been called. That's not too much of a shock, but Jack Perkins and Ryan got together the other day for a photo shoot, and Jack brought Larry's old Tooheys Top Gun jacket.
Yeah, well, and Ryan had his dad's old pole jacket, and Reese, Ryan's brother, was wearing his dad's old leathers and on the bike. So really, really cool to see, but it's a shame that we're under safety car here on lap 1.
So this will slow things down. 3 cars in the sand at turn 1. So while we get them out, we'll take a break from Mount Panorama. More from Bathurst in just a sec. Well, it's Sunday morning at the Super Jeep Auto Bathurst 1000, and the Auto 1 V8 Utes are on the track. They're under the Petters STP safety car, though, at the moment. This is why. Have a look at this. On right of screen is Nathan Pretty, the Milwaukee Power Tools Commodore. It gets bad at turn 1. He's been involved in this incident, which has brought out the safety car. Kim Jane and Stephen White got going for the front row of the grid. In front of Nathan Pretty, have a look at this. Drama everywhere, cars going everywhere. That touch there with Wayne Wakefield has punctured the tyre, buckled the rim. He has managed to limp it back to pit lane. He's had the tyre replaced. He's rejoined in 28th place. And this is just 3 into 1 won't go.
4 into 1 won't go.
4.5 probably.
Geez, when it goes wrong for Nathan Pretty, doesn't it? You know, he's had a horrible weekend. Obviously came in slightly underweight in qualifying, which meant he had to start at the back, but then this.
And that's Jesse Dixon on the outside. His car stopped at the top of Mountain Straight, so he was really unlucky to have damage that has put him out. Absolute chaos.
Yeah,
and they were about 3 separate incidents.
Exactly right. It just kept going back. It's that same old accordion effect that we quite often get at turn 1 with 32-odd cars, and you know it's really claimed a couple of big scalps today, unfortunately.
Well, we're down at 28 because Nathan Pretty's last of them trying to catch up to the safety car Congo line, which is now down Conrod Straight. So Kim Jane is the race leader. Stephen White next from Ryan Hansford, David Cedars and Craig Donis. And this is Nathan trying to catch the train of cars. He's following Wayne Wakefield. So he's a chance here to still earn back some points, but as George mentioned, he was excluded from qualifying, so sent to the rear, and then he managed to fight his way through to 17th, and then in the reverse grid race yesterday, 16th. So when you're stuck in the pack, that's when this drama happens.
Exactly. You're right in the pressure zone, and we can see the lights are out on the safety car, so it looks like we're going to get a restart this lap. So it really is important that Nathan Pretty does get to the back of this line before they get going again.
With all this drama and grief, how do you feel about stepping back into the Gold Coast in 2 weeks' time?
I'm actually looking forward to it. You know, it's definitely a shame to see Tony Longhurst stepping out of the seat. I'm a big admirer of his, and you know, he's been a legend in Australian motorsport for a long time. But I've got to say, I'm looking forward to being able to take his place and have a dip and get in amongst it with these boys.
Lights off, safety car heads to pit lane. Kim James stands on the throttle and
good restart.
He's caught them just a little bit napping. He's already bought himself a couple of car links. Yesterday's race winner.
Strong one from Stephen White too. You know, he's got a good break there. Looks like he got a good exit, so he's got a little bit less pressure from behind, so we can focus on chasing Kim Jane down.
David Cedars, there he is, the number 8 Ford. He's been so strong here at Bathurst in the last couple of years. It's generally been a Ford track, and he's finished on the podium here the last 3 years in a row, and he's coming on strong in the title. And considering that, this is tight.
Warren Miller up on the inside.
Now, David Cedars is coming into this championship picture. Ryle Harris was pretty comfortable in the lead, and it looked like it was Nathan Pretty that was catching him. But if anything, Cedars, who started 3rd, Ryle Harris started 12th. He's going to make back ground.
He definitely is. And as you say, David's been really strong here the last couple of years. He actually took my lap record off me last year, and not too happy about that. But at the same time, you know, these guys are going quick, so very well done to him.
Quick shot on board there with Craig Donis, a couple of Fujitsu co-drivers watching on, Greg Ritter and Jack Perkins. Jack knows about utes and farms and all that sort of stuff.
He does.
Top of the hill, Kim Jane still leading the way. Of course, Greg Ritter teams up with Alex Premer today. Jack teams up with Scott McLaughlin. I was waiting for someone to hit that wall.
Yeah, it's always pretty good through there. I remember when I was driving. Just get flat through there if you tried hard enough. But we see Stephen White's really piling on the pressure to Kim Jane on the way down the hill.
But, you know, he doesn't need to win the race to win the round, but I don't think that'll be getting told to him on that radio right now.
I doubt that very much. I know that the whole team have really been sort of building towards a result like this, and I think he'll be looking to consolidate and get a good result here.
To that wall either.
Don't they sound good with those new X-Force headers?
Yeah, they sound a bit meaner and a bit tougher. This is Pretty trying to get through on Peter Burnett for 26th place. Not a number we normally associate with Nathan, a veteran of the 1000, a former winner of the 24-hour here with the factory Monaro squad. But this is tightening up. Jane, White, Hansford and Cedars. Reece McNally not too far away, but Cedars is the fast man on the road at the moment. And with Ryle Harris back in 10th spot, he could walk away from this race, the new series leader going to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Ryle's had a horrible weekend. You know, he's definitely been trying to get on top of some issues in the car right the way through the weekend. But at the same time, if you see in this race, we're actually seeing quite a subdued David Cedars, definitely after the points battle for sure.
Warren Miller, Wake Up Commodore, come back to the series in the last couple of rounds. He's off at the chase. And
go backwards, Warren.
He needs to put it well. He might dig in here. The front's buried. And I reckon he's dug himself a hole in the grass.
Move, it's another safety car for sure.
Race control, keeping an eye on how this unfolds. Paul Stokel, former Australian Drivers' Champ and V8 Enduro driver to the right there. He's the driving standards observer for the Ute Series. Cedars having a look. Close, but not close enough.
All this battling is going to let Reece McNally tack onto the back of these guys. So they've got to be a little bit careful here, because Reece is, you know, a young gun charger looking to make a name for himself, and he'll take any opportunity they give him.
He's done a very good job this year. He flies under the radar. He's a quietly spoken Western Australian, but he's stepped it up this year. He's had a solid weekend, an 11th and a 7th, but he's coming on strong. It's a 5-way fight at the front. Kim Jane still hanging on. He's swapped this year to become part of the Williams Race Tech squad, which I think runs pretty much half the cars in the field in the Ute Series this day. It expands every time I check.
Yeah, and he's been doing a good job. It's good to get a... Oh, look at that suspension camera we got underneath the Jesus car of Andrew Fisher. He's really seen a load going through the rear end of these cars as they come up over the mountain. Pretty impressive.
Oh, bit of dirt and debris. Passion, purpose, life, and
Look at the heat in those rotors.
Yeah, they're cooking up quite nicely. Sitting position 8, Andrew Fisher. Chris Walton with a move. He's got down the inside just in front on Craig Donis to take the Remco forward another spot. So he moves up to 6th, but he now needs to do some work to tag onto the back of the Stratco Commodore.
And man, he's got some pace. Even with that pass, he's now done the fastest time for the second sector of this lap. So I really feel like Kim Jane maybe is the cork in this bottle of the front group, and the rest of the field is starting to catch back up to them.
We're told, yes, look, double yellow flags down at the chase. They won't bring out the safety car. So this takes away the chase as a passing opportunity. They need to have their eyes open and make sure that they show some caution through here and don't try to put on a passing move. Green flag on the exit of the chase means back to racing conditions, and then you can start to make your moves. So last corner of the race might still be the critical one. This is how Warren Millett got there. He's coming, he's coming. Whoa, it went for a while. And it's just dug the front into the sand. And he's ended up buried.
That's pretty cool.
Not for Warren, it wasn't.
Like the slow-mo. Yeah, it's always bad. It's a bit of a shame for Warren. He's returning to the V8 Utes after a little bit of a break in the last couple of rounds. And
you know what he also owns, actually? He owns one of Scafie's old Holden Racing Team Commodores that he's going to start racing soon. So look forward to seeing that car back on the track for the moment.
Sleuth coming out.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that in him. Tell you what, Stephen White, I reckon he's a shot here.
He looks strong, you know. I think he'll be tempered by the fact that he wants to win the weekend. You know, he's not going to make any silly mistakes, but at the same time, you know, really this is impressive, and it's great to see a nice turn of speed from the Erebus Commodore.
Dunlop Super Dealer on board with Stephen White. We actually saw him in Touring Car Masters. He filled in for John Bowe at Sandown, so he's been doing a few miles lately. But David Cedars, position 4. And this could be great for him in the championship.
Yeah, definitely seeing Cedars play the championship, play the long game here. Stephen White, aggressive over the top of the hill, doing a very, very good job. As we see, actually, every lap he closes back up onto the back of Kim Jane coming down the mountain, and really shows they're doing a good job. You know, whatever they're doing on that car, he's doing a great job driving it.
And that's the thing about the Utes, George. If you go back 5, 6, 7, 8 years, plenty of control componentry as a car and as a race car. They've actually stepped up. Oh, speaking of stepping up, Chris Walton down the inside. Oh, hang on, Stephen White in the fence. He was on target to win the round. He's in the wall. Now, Reece McNally looked like he may have got involved in the aftermath purely because White was obviously a couple of cars in front. He's done. He's out. He's busted the front of that car in the fence.
That thing's not going anywhere.
And judging by the damage on the left, I reckon he's tagged all on the inside and ping-pong down there. Jason Barguana style.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Been a few casualties this race. We've got broken cars littering the mountain, but as we say, David Cedars has obviously made a move on Ryan Hansford in all of that commotion and has moved up into second, which is going to be great for his championship position.
Great news though for Kim Jane. He's got a comfortable little margin now.
I'd say that it won't take him long to close that back up. David Cedars qualified on pole by close to 7/10. So as soon as you give that guy clean air, he's going to be moving forward, that's for sure.
Roll Harrison, car number 1, really hasn't been able to make an impression. He said his last few rounds, the common thread with Roll has been just struggling for out-and-out pace. Remember, our viewer vote, is today the biggest day in Australian sport? I think that's a yes.
Yeah, I think it might be, yeah.
Oh, this is Stephen White. Oh, McNally did just make it through. He was slightly delayed, and Walter was making a move and then found this. Oh.
Yeah, I think he's just carried a bit too much speed in there, to be honest.
Yeah, straight ahead. I don't think he tagged the other wall on the way through.
I was saying to my engineer,
so this is the pass with Cedars. He's got it done on Conrod before he gets down to the double wave yellow zone. So what I can see, I think that's okay.
That's kosher for sure. I was speaking to my engineer Paul about earlier on in my development series car about Forest Elbow, and it's such a small margin between getting it right and getting it wrong. A couple extra Ks can really put you in the fence there. So shame to see Stephen White become a victim of that, but that's the way racing goes. We see a nice shot of Chris Walton closing up onto the back of Andrew Fisher.
And now we're on the final lap at the top of the hill, and with Stephen White in the fence and out of the race. David Cedars in second would have enough points to win the round.
But with a, I don't think he'll get there just for the race win. I think, with those double wave yellows at the chase, that's one of the big passing opportunities taken away. But you can see the speed. He's been unleashed. He's done the fastest first sector of the race and closing in on the back of Kim Jane.
There's the yellow flag, so it takes away another overtaking opportunity. Doesn't stop him trying to set it up for the run down Conrod, though, because there's a green flag waiting for them. So here's Cedars. He's not far away. But down here at the chase, double wave yellows. Can't get it done before he gets there, so he's going to have to slot in and try to do it in the last corner. He's in the game. He's given himself every opportunity here. He's got a fast car in this Mindsight Ford, but I reckon Kim Jane will be really hard to get from here. Last turn to complete round 6 of the Auto 1 V8 Ute Series. Kim Jane, back-to-back race wins.
Well
He'll
done,
stand
Kim.
on the podium, but it's David Cedars who will pick up the round. But anytime you win 2 out of 3, that ain't bad.
Yeah, it's very, very good. See Ryle Harris come across the line to minimise his points damage as well.
Fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the race to David Cedars. Well done, Ryan Hansford. Position 3. He'll be on the podium for the weekend from Craig Donison, Reece McNally, Ryle Harris and Elliot Barber rounded out the top 10.